Mr. Dino Arla from Institute Technology School November, Surabaya, Indonesia. He will present his paper about machine learning-based electricity tax detection considering customer consumption pattern and geographical condition. Mr. Dino, the time is yours.
Alright, thank you very much for Hanifah. Good morning everyone. Such a great honor for me to stand here in front of you to deliver our paper about machine learning as electricity calculations considering customer consumptions pattern and geographical conditions. I'm Dino Arla from the Interdisciplinary School of Management and Technology, Institute Technology School of November. Before we deep dive into our main problems, I'm going to talk to you about the top 5 challenges facing the utility sector in 2025. And first, we have to face the accelerating decarbonizations and net zero emissions. And second one is managing the digital transformations from the utility sector. And the third is ensuring energy security and resilience. And fourth is meeting changing customer expectations. And last is scaling sustainable and flexible energy solutions. And our research focus on the second one is how to manage the digital transformations. We want to leveraging smart technologies like AI, machine learning, and also big data to optimize operations, detecting frauds, and also improve our decisions making. And this is our background research. Electricity type is persistent global issues, and now this is focusing in our developing nations and leading to substantial, especially non-technical losses that hinder our system efficiency and also financial viability. According to the data from Ministry of Energy and Resources, in 2024, our country got a financial loss almost 13 trillions. In Indonesian rupiahs. This is what electricity type is crucial for achieving national energy security and sustainable development goals. And our company, PLN, this is the one and only company, the state-owned electricity provider in Indonesia. We implemented a structural site inspections program known as Electricity Usage Enforcement Program to combat unauthorized electricity usage. We got data from 2019 to 2023. This initiative has generated massive data sets comprising more than 6.7 million records across the West Java regions, which is actually West Java is our study case in this research. And then our research contributions is fourfold. First is we're trying to leverage a large-scale electricity inspections data sets with over 6.7 million records to develop and validate robust detections models. The second one is we're trying to propose a novel machine learning training framework that doesn't require granular consumption data. We're trying to enable applicability in non-smart meter ecosystem or non-smart API ecosystem. And the third is we're trying to demonstrate that incorporating spatial correlations and geographic clustering markedly improves their predictive performance. And the last is we're trying to support data-driven decisions making and contributes to evidence-based strategies to combat electricity theft in our nations. And then this is some related works from the other researchers. And but despite this advancements, most existing literature, as you can see in the slide, is focusing on smart meter data or any ecosystem. But we're trying to bridge this gap so that our research proposed machine learning frameworks with over 6 million records inspections reports that integrates customer consumption pattern indicators and special features to develop and evaluate 15 classifiers by using our Python library. This is the methodology. This is coming from the raw data. The data collections, as you can see, is from the PLN, West Java Electricity Usage Enforcement Program, which comprising over 6.7 million statewide and on-site inspections records from 2019 to 2023. So after that, we start from the dataset preparations. We're trying to encrypt customer ID with SA256 encryptions, and after that, we're trying to generate the data sets, and we're trying to making an export exploratory data analysis. And after that, we're trying to processing the data, start from the cleaning, and then missing implementations, trying to one-hot encoding, and also remove outliers, normalizations, and remove multicollinear. And trying after that, we go to the splitting the data sets from training and testing, and last we're trying to develop the model. We're trying with the 15 classifications algorithm by using PyTorch library of Pythons, and then we're trying to making a compare the 15 performance of the model, and we're trying to evaluations, and we got the WAS model, and then we're trying to test the data from in the base model. This is the behavioral and geographical features. As you can see, the behavioral features, there are tariff, and then contracted power, service type, and the last is DLTD, which is the classification system of PLN, and trying to make a classifications of the customer by using the consumptions. And geographical features is first is transformer front rate, and the second one is district or geographic zone, and the last is property rates, which is the data we collect from the government. This is the one of the sub-feature of the geographical features. This is called TFR or transformer for rates. This is the historical flow at the transformer or feeder level for Swiss Java. This is computed as the percentage of confirmed violations relative to the number of total inspections in the substation or feeder. And this method reflects localized fraud intensity that enables models to learn from past spatial anomalies and distributions array. So this is the experiments and the results. The dataset summary, as I said before, this is the ranges from the 6.7 million records to 4.6 million records after we do the pre-processings. And you can see that this is the 15 model of the classifications algorithm. We can see that the gradient boosting classifier is the top performer of the model. It is the high accuracy, AUC recall precisions, and other or etc. And this is the base model analysis. This is the gradient boosting classifier. We did the breakout data sets to making to test what is the model, is it good or not. And then this is the graph, the dashed line makes the non-scale baseline. Our curve remains well above this line, and then the second one is the micro average or RUC graphs. It's driven by the mononormal samples, and last is the confusion matrix. That we can see that our real West Java inspection data sets of 1.4 million for out cases, it correctly labels 1.3 non-type customers while only generating 6,000 false alarms, and it captures 19,000 true types at the expense of 80,000 images. And then in this paper, we try to present a robust machine learning pipeline built on 6.7 million entry of genuine West Java inspection reports of PLN from 2019 to 2023 without sorting or using to synthetic oversamplings like smooth that integrates engineer behavior and geographical features, rigorous pre-processing, and comprises 15 classifier under stratified and for cross validations. And second, the gradient boosting classifier achieved the best performance in this paper with an one score of 0.92 and ROC of 0.85 on the workout sets, detecting 90-30% of cases at 82% of precision. And analysis of its confusion matrix and feature importances confirm that the model remains highly precise for non-type cases, while suppressing the most meaningful risk indicator for targeted inspection. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dino. Is there any questions from the audience? Is there any questions from this room or from the chat box? Okay, this is Rupiana.
Thank you, Ms. Marini. How can accuracy be improved to reach 100%? Could the use of assembler be applied in this research? to enhance accuracy?
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. First, is their accuracy can improve to 100%? I think it's possible if the data sets for me, because you know that this is the data from the imbalance data sets. We're trying more models and we're trying to do more research that we cannot achieve that 100% models. But maybe in the further we can trying to do best for our achieving model above 96%, I think. And the second one, ensemble learnings. Yes, we are already we use ensemble learning in other cases, but not on this paper, because sometimes we trying to make some of the collaborative, like the cost sensitive learning. It actually trying to It's trying to look by price, or how can we trying to inspections by the people in our PLN company. Maybe ensemble learning we can do, but on the other paper, not this paper. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any questions? From the chat box? Can I ask you questions about how much money the government will save if it is
Interesting questions, Dr. Hanifa. I'm trying to answer. Now, aside academia, I also employee in PLN as an energy transaction divisions, and this research is very useful for me in PLN because this is to solve the complex challenge in the real world situations, especially in our fields, to combat electricity theft. According data that we get in West Java in June 2025 periods, we already got 14 millions of energy saving. It's actually more than 100 millions rupiah in only in West Java. It's not from the other sides of Indonesia.
Okay, thank you. Because in 2023 we visited the PLN in the Nugenere, and they also explained about this. Okay, is there any other questions from the audience? Okay, please state your names and your questions.
Okay, thank you. Let me about your research. Based on your research, how about your opinion, the knowledge we get, and then based on the research, possibility the policy about theft, electricity theft, something.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, madam, please explain your name.
Okay, sorry. My name is Yesi from Telkom University for People. Thank you.
Thank you for the issue for the questions I'm trying to answer. The knowledge that we get that before our research in PLN, there are manual method used in to combat electricity theft. So in this research, we're trying to make decisions making by the data. So the quantitative of the data is very important in the company to create the best decision maker. So this is the evidence-based decision making. So this is the implicit knowledge, I think, that we get from our research to implement in our remote inspection. Thank you. Hope it answers your questions.
Is it answer your question?
What?
Or the possibility policy from your research, based on the research. Possibility policy.
Possibility policy. Yes, thank you very much. This is the our company in PLN. There are the policy. It called the P2TL, or in Indonesia Penertiban Memakai Tenaga Listrik. It is assigned by our CEO, and then this is also validated from the Ministry of Energy and Resources. so that the policy of our research, I think it can aid it to that policy maybe in the future. But right now, this is not become the policy. I hope in the future it is become the policy. It's very possible, I think, to create a policy that we can achieve from this research to combat electricity theft in Indonesia.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Radino, for your presentation. Good luck for your study in the
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you're my fire? A better place to play. You said that you've never been, but all the things that you see will slowly fade away. So we start a revolution from our bed, 'cause you set the